Huh, well. Looks like we got a little rain overnight. It's another beautiful, dreary day here in Kansas land. Had a super nice week full of like 65, 70 degree temperatures, a warming trend, and now the cold front's here. Probably gonna maybe potentially try and get out and do some fishing today, but I have some exciting pieces of information to share. Gonna be kind of going over a new battery setup that I've got for my front graph and my LIVESCOPE. So I'm excited to tell you guys about that, but first and foremost, thank you to everyone that watches these videos. This channel is now surpassing like 9,500 subscribers, something like that. Well on our way to 10,000 subscribers. Something I've not done on my channel just yet is a big giveaway. So if you guys stick around to the end of this video, I'm gonna announce the 10,000 subscriber giveaway. Got some cool stuff, but try and get some of this boring stuff out of the way, like explaining what I've done and how I'm now running my front graph and LIVESCOPE on a new battery system in the boat. And right there, that guy would be it. Yeah, this whole lithium battery thing is not like something new or anything like that. It's been around for a while, but something that I have been putting off in my own boat is rewiring pretty much everything. I've basically kind of been like living on borrowed time. Well, not really so much, but using the pre-wired existing wiring and stuff on this boat, which is a 2003. Back then, you know, like the graphs were not as big and powerful as they are now. So a lot of that wiring is very insufficient. And especially with LIVESCOPE now, LIVESCOPE draws a ton of power. So it was kind of time for me to figure out what I wanted to do with that whole situation. But yeah, like you guys saw last week, upgraded, put the new GARMIN EchoMap UHD on here. The new transducer does draw quite a bit more amps than before. So the first step in the process was using 8 to 10 gauge wire. I use 8 gauge wire to run directly from this graph back to my starting battery, which is a Group 34 Optima, real nice blue top one. And then before, what I was doing is my front graph was still running off borrowed power from the console, which was then going back to my starting battery. And then I had my network black box rigged up to a second starting battery back there to keep it off of my Optima. There was just like a lot going on and it really wasn't that simple, and I needed to kind of simplify everything. Plus, I'm sure a lot of you guys have seen in my videos before, especially my LIVESCOPE videos, where like my graph is running at 10.8 volts. A lot of times LIVESCOPE's gonna give you a crappy picture or barely, not even hardly work at 10.8 volts. So like I said, it was time for me to do something different. Hop up in the boat here, up underneath the console, get a little light down there and kind of show you what's going on. So I decided to go the DeWalt 20 volt lithium batteries for my situation. Now, there's a lot of guys out there that are running like the Amped Outdoors and South Dakota Lithium or Dakota Lithium or whatever. It really just kind of depends on how much space you have in your boat and how much money you want to spend. My biggest issue is space. There is a lot of good compartment space in this boat, but being a full-time fishing guide, I use almost all of it. Like here in my deep cycle compartment, I've got my 24 volt system. There is kind of room for another battery over there where my onboard charger is, but not space that I really wanted to use. Those two compartments up there filled with tackle. So I was really just kind of running on limited space. So that's why I decided to go with the DeWalt 20 volt drill battery system. So down here, like you guys can see, I've got it mounted right next to my network box, my black box for LIVESCOPE. And then the one thing about this is that you have to buy an adapter for it, and that would be the Sea-Light adapter. Oh, the Sea-Light adapter. So I'll drop a picture of that. You guys can kind of see I can't really get down underneath my console too far, but that adapter comes with the power wire that comes off of it. It's got a positive and a negative pigtail. And then from there, it's pretty much just a matter of connecting your front graph power to that, as well as splitting that power with your black box. So this battery right here, this is obviously the official DeWalt FlexVolt, the 20 volt 9 amp hour battery, the biggest one. I don't know if they have a bigger one, but this one is not mine. My good buddy Travis Birch, he has a video on this, and that's kind of where I got the idea from, but he's actually letting me borrow all of his batteries until I kind of figure out what I need. So big shout out to Travis. But I did order like 2 knockoff ones, 6 amp 20 volt batteries, the knockoff DeWalt ones, to maybe try and do a comparison and see how long they both last. But With the 9 amp one, you can probably hope for around like 8 hours of use continuously. And then with the 6, I mean, it's usually 1 amp per hour, or a little over 1 amp. It really just kind of all depends on how much juice your units pull, as well as LiveScope. I'm gonna put that chart up here. I kind of screenshotted that from the Garmin website that tells you the amperage from both of those. But yeah, I mean, it's a super slick system. I've ran it pretty much all week. I'm kind of late on doing this video, but it's just super cool to have a couple of these guys on the boat that if your battery does get low, just get down, swap another one out. And that is your power too. So unless you have that on some sort of switch, the only way for you to really stop drawing power, even though your unit is off, is by taking that battery out. So like right now, I have my graph rigged up to auto power on when it gets power, and there it is, it's going. But the coolest and most trippy thing about this whole system is when you turn your graph on for the first time, showing 20.6 volts. So obviously, as your fishing day progresses, you're gonna see that voltage slowly drop, but using that 9 amp battery for a 5.5 hour guide trip, I think by the time we got off the water, it went from 20 point whatever volts to like right around 17.5. So still had plenty of juice left. But yeah, it is a pretty sweet system. Biggest thing is just making sure that you're using the appropriate gauge wire. That's really big. So I mean, you probably want to use 10 gauge at the smallest. I chose 8 for pretty much everything, so there is no power loss, you know, especially if you have kind of a longer lead and everything. But I'm super happy with how it turned out. Again, I'm sure that a lot of you guys are probably running, you know, a bigger, like the Dakota lithium batteries or the Amped Outdoors. It really just depends on how much space you have and how much money you want to spend. You could spend $250, $300 on, you know, a couple of these real nice DeWalt batteries, but that's why I've got some Amazon knockoffs that I'm going to try and do a comparison. I think they'll be just fine, but when you're running that much voltage and it's getting that much juice, your picture is just going to be that much better on the unit too. So again, big thank you to my buddy Travis Birch for hooking me up and basically wiring up the whole system, because I'm a pretty handy dude and can do a lot of things, but anything like wiring or electricity, anything is just like totally not my forte. I have a hard time wrapping my head around a lot of that stuff, so I'm glad to have friends that are down to help me out so I can stay on the water and continue to guide full time and make these videos. But I will link that Sea-Lite adapter down below. They have 2 different versions, one for DeWalt batteries or knockoff DeWalt batteries, and then one's for Milwaukee, which are the 2 most popular ones. The adapters are like 40 bucks, so it's really not that big of an investment there. Again, I have no affiliation with that Sea-Lite company, and I have honestly no affiliation with Garmin, with the exception of the guys that I know that work and then use their discount and stuff when I want to upgrade. But I'm not employed or sponsored by Garmin. Garmin, if you're watching, holler at me. I try and answer as many questions as possible. I get a lot of emails, I get a lot of messages on the Kansas Angling Experience Facebook page, and I try to do the best that I can, but I'm not a full-time employee of tech support for Garmin. So if you have questions about that stuff, definitely contact Garmin. But when it comes to battery setups like this, I'm happy to help in any way I can. But now that we have all that battery stuff out of the way, let's get down to the 10,000 subscriber giveaway. Now, speaking of subscribers, I don't really look at my channel analytics probably as much as I should, but I did check the other day. A pretty alarming statistic is that 80 to 81%, I don't know, I'll drop a screenshot down here. 80% of you guys that watch my videos are not subscribed. For a lot of people that watch my videos, I know that they see my Garmin ones first. I know a lot of the Garmin videos over the last year or so have really taken off, so I'm gonna continue to try and do those. But if you guys like quality fishing content that's gonna teach you something, no gimmicks, no bull, no nothing, definitely think about subscribing. I put this content out for free for you guys to watch. So by subscribing, liking the videos, leaving a comment and stuff, that's only gonna help me continue to make these videos and support the channel. So 9,500 subscribers, that is a crap load of subscribers. I really appreciate each and every one of you guys for continuing to support the channel. And this is not something I've done on my channel before, but I am gonna do a 10,000 subscriber giveaway for a brand new PC Fun Viper X. This is the 2000 size, but when you enter this giveaway, if you guys win, you can pick whatever size of the Viper X that you want. Only a couple things that you've got to do to enter this giveaway. First thing, make sure that you are subscribed. Second thing, like the video. And third thing, leave a comment down below. When we hit 10,000 subscribers, I will pick the winner and you will be contacted to pick out your new PC Fun Viper X. If you guys haven't seen that reel, let's take a quick look at it. There she is in all of her glory, the new Viper X from PC Fun. Really sweet reel. I've used it a couple times in videos within the last couple weeks, but yeah, it is freaking sweet. All you've got to do is make sure that you're subscribed to the channel, leave a thumbs up on this video, and leave a comment down below to be entered in the PC Fun Viper giveaway when we hit 10,000 subscribers. And by the way things are trending, it probably shouldn't take long. So that's all I've got for this video. Just gonna make it a quick one. I think we're probably gonna get out and try and fish this afternoon. But I hope I have shed a little bit of light on a pretty sweet battery setup for you guys that are running LiveScope, that may still be running everything off of your starting battery or don't have a separate battery. But if you've got the budget for it, you know, around like 200, 250 bucks to get a couple of these DeWalt batteries, 8-gauge wire, and then run your LiveScope graph and your black box off of that, I think you'd be really pleased with it. So as always, thank you guys for watching. The 80% of you guys that are not subscribed, please, please, please subscribe, and I will catch you on the next video. Thank you so much for watching.